A 100-year history of the world. World history from 1101 to 1200. The Crusades were a series of military expeditions conducted by Christian nations in Europe from the 11th to 13th centuries to retake Jerusalem and its surrounding areas against Islamic forces. The war was a result of a combination of religious, political, and economic factors, which greatly affected the history of Europe and the Middle East. Background. The setting of the Crusades begins with the conflict between Christianity and Islam. After the advent of Islam in the 7th century, in 1095, Pope Urban II called for an expedition to restore the Holy Land in the Council of Clermont, promising Christians forgiveness of their sins. This led many European knights and peasants to set out on their way to the Holy Land. A major crusade. Crusades I 1096 to 1099 with the most successful expedition. It has recaptured several cities, including Jerusalem. After the capture of Jerusalem in 1099, the Kingdom of Jerusalem, a Christian kingdom, was founded. The Second Crusade 1147 to 1149. After the success of the First Crusade, the Islamic counterattack began. This war failed, and the Kingdom of Jerusalem gradually weakened. The Third Crusade 1189 to 1192. When Saladin retook Jerusalem, Richard I and Simon Philip II of France embarked on an expedition. This war had several battles, but failed to retake Jerusalem. The Fourth Crusade 1202 to 1204. The original goal was to attack Islamic forces, but it resulted in the attack on Constantinople in the Byzantine Empire, which further intensified the division of the Christian world. Other crusades. There have been a number of crusades since then, but most of them have failed, especially the 5th to 9th wars, which are relatively less known, and the resistance of the Islamic forces has grown stronger. Impact. The Crusades deeply affected the history of Europe and the Middle East. The conflict between Christianity and Islam intensified, and religious divisions and conflicts within Europe increased. Also, through the Crusades, Europe became more active in exchanges with the East, resulting in the development of commerce and culture. Contact with Islamic culture greatly influenced the science, philosophy, and art of Europe. Conclusion. The Crusades were not just military expeditions, but rather complex events involving religious beliefs, political ambitions, and economic interests. This war deepened the historical conflict between Christianity and Islam, and played an important role in shaping the historical relationship between Europe and the Middle East. The Crusades are still considered important examples of conflicts between religions, along with historical lessons today.